Hi, how are you? And many thanks for tuning in to GTV. This is the Superwoman Show, a show where we bring you women of integrity, women who are doing great things in the society. And just like the former shows today, we have an amazing woman who is a teacher by profession, and she'll be sharing with us her journey. My name is Wairimu Mogo. Welcome to the show. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Maybe we can start by introducing you to our viewers.
I greet you, the viewers of GTV. My name is Salome Njeri Macharia.
Who is Salome Njeri Macharia? Aligrow wapi? Akona wa sisters wangapi? Yeah.
I am a Kirinyaga lady. I was born in a nearby area called Mutithi in Kirinyaga, Mwea County. In our family, we are born of 3 children. I have 1 sister, 1 brother. I'm the second born.
Wow.
Yes.
So Salome, grow up, did you ever envision yourself as a teacher? Ama what was your kids' dreams like?
When I was a child, I really liked being a teacher. And I really enjoyed when my friends were calling me a teacher. Even our family members, they used to give me a title as a teacher. Yes.
How did that influence your decision to becoming one?
I had an uncle who was a teacher, and he was teaching me Kiswahili.
Ah.
Yes. And I happened to go his graduation at Mombasa. It was my first visit to Mombasa, so I enjoyed the traveling and the graduation ceremony, and I admired being a teacher.
Wow, and you've mentioned something very interesting there.
Yes.
About watching your uncle becoming or going to a graduation that inspired your visions.
Yes.
And I know there are many parents out there watching us, and even people your age watching us.
Yes.
And I'd love you to talk to them on need for such kind of exposure to their children.
To the parents, if you have a child, such occasion, educative events, they are very good to their children because it becomes a kind of motivation to them. If it's a graduation ceremony, maybe for a certain career, a child gets motivated to it. If it's a maybe coordination of the priesthood, you can find a child being inspired to become a priest. So such events are very encouraging to a child as he or she grows. Yes.
I can see you're still a young lady.
Yes.
And but I know there's a time, I don't know how old you are, by the way. But I see you're still young.
Yes.
But I know that you had that teenage phase.
Yes.
Where a lot of young people get lost due to peer pressure and such. How did you overcome that?
When I was growing, when I was in primary school, I was in a day school. Up to class 6. And that is when my mother realized that the peer pressure is influencing me so much. So she decided to take me off from a day school to a boarding school.
When you say influencing you, what were you doing?
I was spending most of my time playing. If it's doing homework, I was not doing the homework. I was just making fun. But my performance was okay. But hiyo mchezo mingi ilikuwa sana. So my parent decided, instead of being at home for a very long time, they better take me to a boarding school to see whether I can improve the character-wise and the academic more better. Yes.
Did that change anything?
It really changed because I went to a new environment. I knew no one, and when you're in a boarding school, the only thing you can do there is to study and study. So even my academic became more better off. Yes.
There are a lot of parents, or I would call them young mothers, and they don't know what to do with their teenagers.
Yes.
Especially those that are or they can see traits of questionable character.
Yes.
As a teacher and a profession, how would you advise these parents to handle especially the teenagers?
The teenagers?
Yeah.
For the parents, if they don't have the capability to take them to boarding schools, seminars are there in churches. And especially in our church, we usually have the youth rallies whereby the counselors, the peer counselors are called. Even at school when the teachers are teaching, you always find teachers keeping on talking to the children about the good character-wise. So I would encourage them to be taking them to the churches where there are some seminars. For the children who are below the age of the youth, they can stick on Sunday school so much. Yes, it is of much help to the growing children. Yes.
You're now beyond teenage and you're in campus.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
About campus, I finished my Form 4 in 2015. I joined Mount Kenya University 2016, whereby I pursued my training for a teacher. And the campus life is not simple because you are there alone, you don't have parents, you are just there. So as the campus life, it equals your self-control. It's all about self-control because you'll find so much temptations there. Yes.
And you've talked about something very important, especially to someone who will become, or to a superwoman, or one of the characteristics that a superwoman should have, which is self-control. But I'm seeing a young, bubbly young lady just fresh from home, and this is a new environment. How did you cope with that? To make it, especially, because a lot of young girls will get, and vile tu tuliambia hapo, kuna wimbo fulani walisema hakuna masomo, week 1 you're good, week 2 you're all spoiled. How did you overcome that?
First thing, I was very keen when choosing friends. I first of all checked the character traits of my friends, and the character traits of your friends, it will, you know, there's a saying which says, with Kikuyu, musera na mukodo akuduka gatake.
Interpretation is that if you work with someone who's of a certain trait, you're definitely going to adapt.
Yes. That. So if you choose a friend who has a character which is ungodly, you certainly become of the same character. So the first thing, because you must stay with friends, you first check their character traits before you choose your friends.
But how will you know? You are all from home, you all look good, even your dress code is good, and then after 2 weeks, boom.
How will you know? It's like now the friends I chose, they were not the beginners as me. They were second year. And most of my friends, you could find them, they were pressuring me, let's go to the library during the evening because I had nothing to do. So when you find a friend telling you, let's go to the library, and she is in second year, you automatically know that she doesn't waste time in college or campus. Yes.
I know there are a lot of young girls who went to college and were swayed away by peer pressure, as we would call it. And some of them are regretting or discover in around third year, but they're already too messed up. How do you talk to that girl who is aspiring to do Form 4 who left school last year and they are planning to join college?
First thing, the choosing of courses. Choosing of courses is very important because if you choose a course which you have passion in it, you won't find time to go and waste there. But if a youth is forced or pressured to do a certain course, he or she will go there just for a pass-by time. But if you are inspired to a certain course you want to achieve, so choosing of courses is very important. Yes.
So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Superwoman Show, and just as you have heard, if you want your young girl to become a superwoman and they just cleared Form 4 or they are aspiring to do something in life, first discover their passion, and then after you discover their passion, push them to do that, encourage them to keep away from peer pressure, or I'll make the right choices in life. Don't go too far. This is the Superwoman Show. We are coming back in a short while.